Hello, this is Malorian, and we're now on to the second game of the Out of the Basement tournament, and this time my orcs are going to be up against dark elves. And looking at this first picture here, you can kind of see how things were set up. I can't even really remember what the mission was for this. Nothing overly important, obviously. Um, Now, when I was looking around, this tournament was mainly a lot of people here for fun, and there's only really a couple of armies I didn't really want to face. There was, of course, the usual really tough Lizardman army, and then there was this army. And the reason why this army is so tough is those Executioner Death Star setup he has. I actually played against exactly the same opponent in my last tournament. I came with my dwarves, and that one unit of his just ran right through me. Um, and the reason for that is, of course, these executioners, you put a Hag BSB in there with always strikes first. The unit itself has the armor piercing, and then the cauldron behind it makes them stubborn and gives them +1 attack. So when you charge them, they're just devastating you. At least I know from last time that his way of balancing himself is he said that he didn't take the ring of miscast, whatever that thing's, Hotek, and he doesn't take the pennant. So that's one thing that's good. So with my this time taking magic, I can try blasting that unit. Looking at his other stuff, you can see he has 2 bolt throwers there. He had a big, long, wide unit of Corsairs with the little hand bows. So that was a little bit of an interesting choice there on the one side. Some crossbowmen up on the building. The blocks in front, they're actually on the building too. They just didn't fit. And when you look there, we have some spearmen. And there's a sorceress in there. Then there's the big executioner Death Star with the Hag. He has some more Corsairs that has his Dreadlord inside it, and then another unit of Spearmen on the other side there. Looking at my lines, I had the one Spear Chaka, the Wolves, Chariot, Orcs, Shaman Chariot, Night Goblins with the Orc War Boss. I had the Troll with Chariot behind it. Shamans are behind that. And then looking at the other side of the board, you can see I have more orcs. I have another chariot. I had another chukka. I had another unit of orcs, some more wolves, and then some more war machines on the hill. And actually, one thing I remember from the mission from this here is that you couldn't be deployed within 9 inches of the edges. So that's why we're a little bit squashed in the center, even with our war machines. Looking at the tactics here, I was not really looking forward to this game at all. I knew last time I faced him, it was just a slaughter, and I hate that Death Star. I absolutely hate it. The person using it is, he's an all right guy, but that's just that build just irks me in evil ways. But really, what I'm going to try and do is, I know that the way to beat it still is to hit with chariots, and I have a lot of chariots there. The one left flank is actually fairly weak, so I hope to just smash through it, maybe with the chariot or maybe a block of orcs, and quickly rush that bolt thrower. And then apart from that, I'm really just going to be trying to pick one of his units to blast with my war machines, and then just kind of team up on it with my orcs, and I should be able to beat them not too badly. But overall, I'm giving myself 50-50 for this game. Alright, I win first turn. Animosity doesn't do too much. It's really just the Savage Orcs that hold back. I'm making sure to be somewhat aggressive. And maybe I was being a little bit too aggressive, but the idea here was just that I need to get within range of some spells. I need to be able to hit them right away and knock out some things. And, oh, wait, now I've just remembered the mission. First turn, everything is stupid. So you'll see that a lot of my war machines have moved up a tiny bit. That's because they failed stupidity. Yeah, that was a huge thing that kind of hurt me in this game. And a couple of my units moved up from stupidity, and then I moved up to kind of do what I said before and to kind of keep the line. So that's what's kind of going on here. Aha, now I remember. One thing that did really suck is that when I first started off my magic phase, I cast a spell with my one Shaman Chariot, and it turns out he did take the Ring of Hotek. It's on that sorcerer, and so my shaman miscast, took a wound. I kind of got back and I hit her with the Itty Ring, so she's down to 1 wound now. But all of a sudden, my idea of hitting his units with magic to break them down is not looking like a very promising idea until I finish killing off that one sorcerer. Alright, his turn 1. Sorry for the blurry picture. He's basically just moving up. I forgot he also has a unit of Dark Riders on the far side there. With his limited shooting, he does a wound to my left chariot, and he actually kills my shaman that had the Itty Ring, so that kind of really sucked. But what that means is I'm going to just basically suicide that chariot on my turn. Alright, Orcs turn 2. Animosity puts the 1 wolves on the left side into the trees, and so I have to use my movement to move back out. Some of my charges, you can see that my 1 shaman chariot did suicide itself into the sorcerer, killed it in combat, broke, ran through my own unit, killed a couple, but at least now, from now on, I don't need to be worried so much. My 1 chariot also charged his corsairs on the left side, did a ton of damage, but then he just, he failed, re-rolled for his BSB, and then was lucky enough to get the 4 or whatever he needed. So that really sucked because that left side was looking very good. Plus, because of hatred, those spearmen ran up, looking like those 2 blocks of orcs could double team these spearmen. Meanwhile, the troll moves up just to speed bump the executioners and do some march blocking. The Doom Diver hit those, Dark Riders and kills enough that the last one just kind of panics, runs off, and my wolves run up there. And so right now things are looking okay. I used some magic to kill some of the handgunner, or was it the repeater crossbowmen up on the hill, and so it really sucked that that chariot didn't break through on the left side, but things are looking decent. Alright, now we're on to Dark Elves turn 2, and this was kind of an interesting one. His spearmen decide to charge my block to break through. His executioners charged the troll, and okay, so to kind of follow this, what happened here? The frickin' corsairs on the left side beat my chariot. I run back into the woods, get destroyed. My orcs then beat his spearmen. They break, and obviously you run really far as I take their banner. This panicked the corsairs, so they ran back. My troll was slaughtered, and then the corsairs, they just kind of moved up to me with the spearmen moving up as well. I think actually those corsairs with the dreadlord, actually, what happened there? Oh yeah, they just ran up, that's all. Okay, back to Orc's turn. I charge those units on the left. They're forced to keep fleeing. You can see my shaman chariot rallied. I rammed into his corsairs with the unit of orcs and the chariot. Beat them, but again he was lucky to hold, so that kind of really sucked. Otherwise, I'm just waiting to go and deal with his other unit. And the thing that really sucked here was that my 1 unit with the night goblins, they failed their animosity test, so I couldn't do any magic. They were stuck there just waiting to get beaten up on. I guess that was okay, because otherwise I would have charged in. But the one good thing is my shooting did then phenomenal, and I was able to kill a lot of those executioners. And then his turn 3, everything went to hell. He charged in, crushed my general's unit. They were out of here, got run down. His other unit beat my other orcs, ran the chariot off. He's now into my savage orcs, and so I just lost a lot of points here. His other unit there also charged into my other set of orcs, and I held. But yeah, I lost a lot of points there. His corsairs rally, his spearmen run back, but what a hell of a turn. With the chariot there, I'm going to be able to get another big hit on these executioners, but I'm going to need something big if I'm going to turn this game around. And we'll see how that goes in the next video.